I use my personal vehicle for work. Will this cause any problems with my insurance? Let's face it, there are over 2 million automobiles that use public roadways in the United States. With such a high number of registered vehicles, there is bound to be some of those being used for work. In fact, it's estimated that 1 out of every 4 vehicles is being used for business purposes. The people who use these vehicles might be making deliveries, visiting clients, or other common tasks. Now, that still leaves a lot of people who do not use their vehicle for business but use it to get to their jobs every day. With that said, will you be covered under a personal auto insurance policy? The answer to this question is not as simple as yes or no. As you would expect with most insurance-related topics, there is gray areas that can swing both ways when making that determination. One of the best ways to answer this question is to look at the circumstances of your situation. For example, the type of business you conduct, the kind of car you drive, who owns the car, and how often you drive it. Now, I know this will bore you, but you really need to look at the contractual language found in a typical personal auto policy, also called PAP. You may be surprised to learn that most personal auto policies, if not all, exclude business activities except ranching or farming. The standard PAP does give back some coverage for business use if it's one of these 3 types of vehicles. Private passenger autos, pickups and vans. A trailer being used with the vehicles above. However, there are still issues at play here because not all PAP contracts give back these coverages. Some PAPs put limits based off the weight of the vehicle, gross vehicle weight, and other restrictions such as requiring the vehicles to be owned by the insured listed on the policy. Therefore, you should always read your policy and take note of these restrictions, exclusions before driving any vehicle for work-related purposes. So, we now have a grasp on how most PAP policies treat business use for the 3 vehicle types above. But let's look at other vehicles that are not supposed to be used with a personal auto policy. Company cars, vehicles furnished or available for regular use. Usually, this is a car owned by the insured's employer that you take home each day or used while performing your duties at work. The problem here is that a PAP excludes these vehicles unless they are listed on the policy. So, if one of the benefits you receive from your employer is a company car, you better make sure you're covered under your employer's auto insurance. If you're not covered, you will need to take steps to include your company car as a covered vehicle under your PAP, as this will not happen by itself. This shouldn't add much premium, if any, to your PAP and can easily be done, but don't wait till it's too late. Always err on the side of caution when debating whether your company car is covered or not. Even if you only drive the car occasionally and don't take it home with you, it can still be considered a vehicle furnished or available for regular use. If you're still unclear about your situation, talk to your insurance agent. Commercial vehicles. This one is pretty much a no-brainer. If you're driving a commercial vehicle such as a box truck, tractor-trailer, bread truck, passenger bus, conversion vehicles, etc., then this can only be covered under a commercial auto policy. Most PAPs even exclude flatbed pickup trucks, so always check with your insurance agent if you're looking to purchase one of these for personal use. In conclusion, the PAP will most likely cover your personal auto while being used for business purposes, but in some situations, it will not. In those cases, you risk exposing yourself and your family to a significant financial loss if you do not take the steps to acquire the proper coverage. To find ways to avoid these possible gaps in coverage, talk to your local insurance agent. Please note, the information provided in this article is a general description of the available coverages and is not a statement of contract. All coverages are subject to all policy provisions and applicable endorsements. Some coverage may be subject to individual insureds meeting underwriting qualifications and to availability within a state. Share this video and subscribe for more interesting auto insurance tips.